Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the November 2022 meeting of the HARB. This is not our usual day, so it's actually a special meeting, but it will be our monthly meeting this month. And we do have a quorum, and so I'd like to start with, I'll introduce myself. My name is Richard Leonori. I am a Scranton architect. I am the chair of the HARB. And this is our panel. Michael, why don't we go around here and introduce?
Michael Muller, Scranton architect.
Bill Lesniak, Architectural Heritage Association board member.
Conrad Bosley, real estate broker, Scranton.
Okay, Brittany?
Brittany Hamer, coordinator for the boards, commissions, and authorities.
And where's Dan? Okay, thank you. And I see we have some people in the audience, so why don't you introduce yourselves now?
Sure. My name is Heather Bauer. I'm the Dunkin' Donuts on Muller Street.
Excellent.
If you can, when you guys are speaking, just come to the podium. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Once again, I'm Heather Bauer with May Brands, Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Natalie Fritz. I'm the office manager of Medica Surgeon Care.
Bob Sanchuk, I'm with Widmer Signs, also representing Medica Surgeon Care.
Okay. So we don't have anyone representing the donut shop, huh?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I go with you in here. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Next on our agenda is the review and acceptance of the minutes from last meeting. We've had hopefully some time to look them over, and they're very short anyway.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Okay. Why don't I skip you?
I'll go last.
Okay, fair enough. And you won't be able to vote on that, right? Is that the deal? Okay, then we will start with certificate of appropriateness for 100 Mulberry Street, Duncan signage. And we have no one representing. But we do, I'm sorry. Why am I thinking that? No, excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay? Yeah. Yes, Heather, yeah, please come up and when you just present your project.
She's from May Associates then, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, it's the exact thing that I have. So we're in the process right now of renovating the entire restaurant. So with that, obviously, is the signage that we need to change out just to modernize it and update everything according to Dunkin' standards. So we have not done a full remodel as of yet, so that's what we're currently doing, just to kind of, it's been 12 years or so since we've been there.
So will you be making exterior changes? Will you be coming in front of us again?
This,
For the
signage, yes, absolutely. We've got the building permit and everything on there.
Okay.
So it's just the signage that we're changing outside.
That's it?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the corporate standard, I assume?
Correct, yeah.
All
So
right.
we've switched it. It used to be like a bubble, and now they're doing like individual letters is the difference between them.
Okay.
So it's the same amount of dimension, but it's just a different design.
Different nature. I see, Heather, that you're proposing some freestanding signage on the site, right? And I guess my biggest question is, since the building is, from my point of view, sort of built backwards, I'm concerned from what the backs of some of these signs look like. You know, I mean, like when you're on Mulberry Street, what do you actually see?
Absolutely. So luckily on Mulberry Street, you're going to see a better signage because it's going to be long and linear, and you'll see it from both sides there on Mulberry Street. You'll see, you keep, it might be, That's the drive-through signage. This one here. So that's actually facing Mulberry.
Okay,
you'll
so
have-
something will actually face Mulberry, and you won't
Correct,
simply
yeah.
be looking at the backs of signs or
No,
backs of things?
you won't be looking at the back. That has
Okay.
on both sides.
Okay. Okay.
And then, leave that.
Just let me know when you want me to stop or.
Nope, I think that was
No,
all the
no.
signage there, unless you guys want to see more of them.
Well, or if anybody has some questions here.
So there will be no physical changes to the existing building, is that correct?
Correct,
I mean, there may be some interior, but...
correct. There'll be interior changes to
But
it.
none
Yeah.
to the exterior. Thank you.
No, an awning changing, but it's existing right now,
Right.
so.
Okay.
In full disclosure, Heather is a client of my office, and for that, I should recuse myself from this application.
Okay.
Sorry, Heather.
No, absolutely.
Okay. Well, then it's simply up to us, and I don't know, do I vote if Michael, you need me in this? I normally don't vote, but I guess since Michael is recusing himself, I will have to vote. So,
I don't have any more questions.
All right.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the signage
okay.
as presented.
Bill, you want to second that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Heather, I don't think we have any problem with your signage. If you have any power or anything at corporate, I think I would put in the request, we would like to see that mechanical unit box that's on the back of that
Yes.
building that faces everybody who comes into town better screened. I mean, this is not the most attractive Dunkin' Donuts. You have better looking ones.
Right.
And this is the entry into the city. So, I mean, I would put in a request.
Okay.
you know,
Absolutely,
Something,
it's
you
going
know,
to be painted so that it blends into the building, so it does not look.
so it is going to at least be painted.
Correct, it'll be
Okay.
painted the same as the building.
Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
both the roof-
that would help. I mean, it sits there like a, you know,
Yes,
and it is the
absolutely.
entry to the city. Any other comments? We thank you for coming here.
Yeah,
and,
thank you, I appreciate your time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next, okay, we have the Medicus urgent care signage.
Let me get through this, I'm sorry, guys, it's a lot there. Okay.
All right. So basically what we're doing for the new Medicus that's moving downtown, which there's already one in Dunmore, this is just going to be a new location. They're going to take the place of where Elite Medical was. So basically,
Oh,
going to keep a internally illuminated sign for the top half, as you can see, and then kind of make that a little smaller than the Elite one was to make room for a little bit larger electronic message center. And then that's going to be the change for the pylon sign for both sides there. And then on the building itself, right now, we're keeping the urgent care channel letters and then basically just switching out the, right now it's kind of like an aluminum panel with Elite on it. We'll be removing those with new panels that have Medicus on there.
Okay, so this is really largely a tit for tat kind of, you know, right, it's a modest change out.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest change is that it's going to be, have the electronic message center now. That before there wasn't one, it was just,
And if you could go back and show us where that is exactly? Because which part of it, which part is the message center?
Looks like down
so,
there.
It's that panel.
yeah, you'll see.
The lower panel.
The dots on there to indicate that.
Okay.
So it's the lower half.
Gotcha.
Will that be as bright as the fixed sign, or will it be?
Yeah,
far as
it'll be
brightness
about as
goes?
bright, and what they have is like an auto dimming feature, so that when it does get dark out, it's not as bright as it is during the daylight, so you're not
Yeah,
blinding
I
people
think,
at
I
night.
think that's what we would ask is, not be a major flasher kind of thing.
Right, exactly.
Sort of
yeah. So it
control the
There is,
brightness.
it can be controlled, so that when it does get darker, it dims so that it's appropriately bright at night.
Okay. Any questions, any comments? Motion?
So,
I'll make a motion to approve the application.
We have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gear up, Michael. Thank you, folks, thank you.
I went too fast, I'm sorry.
Explain to us what you're changing, what you're keeping. Okay?
Well, good evening. My name is Michael Muller, and I'm here on behalf of our client who is named David Weiss. He's not from this area, so he's not able to attend this evening. His group purchased the former Wells Fargo Bank building on Wyoming. It is currently a 2-story building with a generous first floor. We're infilling this first floor mezzanine, if you will, to create a 3-story building. The purpose will be residential,
Sorry.
and to support that, we are modifying the sides of the building to increase the amount of windows to accommodate the new residential units.
There you go.
The new windows will be aluminum storefront windows to match the existing, and
Do you want me to go to the next page?
you can keep sliding through, and then we can talk about specifics if you'd like. But
Okay.
So, Michael, you're actually cutting new windows
correct,
All right.
and only along the sides.
and only on the sides.
The
You keeping the silver framing?
correct.
It will be that, it will just continue as.
Correct. The first floor, this storefront will remain a common lobby area. So the first floor has a double high lobby, if you will. So these windows will be illuminated and you won't see sofas in the window, if you will.
Okay.
People living.
So there will be a 2-story lobby on
Correct.
that end. And what about the backside, which is the same window?
The backside is all apartments.
So-
There will remain a common entry point, but no common lobby.
So what are you doing something to the big window or not?
In the back,
Be in the back?
good question. If you want to switch to the drawings of the rear elevation.
Because the front and the back are the same facade.
These?
This one,
The one above, the top one, I think it's the top one.
yes, correct. And I can't even read our own note, but it looks like we are modifying the zone there to accommodate the infill of the floor.
I would think you would have to.
Yeah, I believe that becomes a spandrel, but I can't see what the note says.
I guess my recommendation on that is, it seems like you've broken the grid. I think changing it to spandrel is fine, but could you maintain the grid,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
Right? You see how that, I mean, that's what I think it should do if you're going to do that.
This drawing represents the extent of the new openings, so
Uh-huh.
each of the dashed lines would represent a new window. So we're trying to maintain the aesthetic of what's there currently.
Are some of those openings existing?
Not on this side, on the opposite side there are.
Uh-huh.
The drive-through side, the first story and a half are blank, except for the drive-through
So
window.
that's basically all solid wall,
Correct.
is it? Yeah.
The third floor is existing, but we're modifying some of the windows, the glazing, if you will.
So they don't get operable windows up on the top?
Do not.
This is just a curiosity question. That first floor lobby it appeared from my recollection to take about over 60% of the first level.
No, it's
No.
about 20 feet deep. So when you walk in, that double high space is about 20 feet deep.
Okay, but what about along the left-hand side facing the building? Was that 2-story or not?
The whole first
The whole
story
volume,
is
the whole thing was,
30 feet high,
Right.
all the way through.
yeah.
So are they,
We're building a floor from the first 20 feet back.
oh,
all the way
okay,
to
so,
the-
okay, so you're adding, well, you're just lowering it,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Just at whatever historical reference, when that building was built in the mid-'60s, the two big windows were glass with glass mullions, and that space was, you could look right through it. It was really quite dramatic and quite nice. The current window, you can't, there's some sort of mirroring or something, you can't really, it doesn't read as transparent any longer. But the original space was quite nice, mid-century nice,
There's ashtrays in the bathroom in the basement. so
I'm not
that's-
certain.
Nice.
It dates
I'm-
itself.
Okay, are you doing anything with the masonry? Are you coating it, painting it, treating it, cleaning it?
There are no proposed changes to the masonry
Okay.
at all.
Okay. Well, my recommendation is that on the rear facade, you continue the grid through the spandrel. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. My recommendation is that on the rear elevation, that the grid of the window continues through the new spandrel panels, and that you maintain that grid. And,
I agree.
Other than that, I think, seems reasonable to me. Any other discussion? No? We have a motion
I'll make a motion to accept, to approve this.
with my recommendation.
With the with Mr. Leonori's recommendation
Okay.
for the
Yeah.
rear of the building.
Yep,
Yeah.
I will second that.
Fair enough. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with the project. What is it? It's a center-loaded, double-loaded corridor? Yeah. Yeah? It was a big building. Yeah, for sure. It is a big building. Okay, I think what we have now are a few topics for discussion, and of course, one of them is what day we meet. And historically, we've met the second Thursday of the month, and I would recommend that we stay with that unless somebody else has.
And we'll be in person.
And we will be in person, as we've been told by our legal counsel. That's what we need to do. Okay? All in favor? Does that need a motion, or can we just?
Just that you'll meet on the second Thursday of the month in person and on the second floor of City Hall.
City Hall,
Yes.
5:30 PM.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I guess that we have some invoices to approve?
Wait, you gotta go back. You
Oh, we gotta go
make
back?
You gotta make your motion.
We do need a motion on
Yes.
that.
I'll make a motion to approve the schedule.
Thank you.
Well, okay, second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now we have invoices.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you can move forward. The next is for the Scranton Times invoices, both for your previous meeting of October 20th, rescheduling it from the October 13th date to the October 20th date, in the amount of $114.94. And the other invoice is for $91.04 for today's meeting.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the invoice to be paid.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the date of our next regularly scheduled meeting, are we planning December the second Thursday?
That's what I was going to ask you guys. You are, if I have 3 applications, you guys can meet in
15th?
December.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we have the stuff to review,
Right,
then we will meet on that second Thursday, and you will let us know
yes.
in
That's the
time.
8th.
That's the 8th, yep.
December 8th, yes.
December 8th.
Yep.
Okay.
I have a question. I don't know if it's an agenda item, but just in regards to absent not absent board members, but vacant seats on the board. Is that anything we have control over or movement on?
Well, we do have vacant seats on the board. There are requirements for those.
You need to have an engineer and a contractor.
That's what we are
Yeah.
currently missing. Well, now, do we still have Jennifer Davis?
No,
She
she resigned.
resigned?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you guys have any recommendations.
And they need to live in the city?
Yeah,
So if we know of anyone who we think might have
Contractor,
an interest.
engineer.
Contractor and an engineer, then they need to send a letter to City Hall,
yes.
to the mayor,
And they can send that to me, and I'll make sure it gets to the mayor.
expressing an interest to serve. Okay,
Yep, letter of interest and a resume,
yes,
yes.
okay, that's what we need.
Okay.
We should all
There-
think about that, okay?
Yeah.
Because if anybody knows, we would know who might be qualified or who might have an interest. And so-
There is also an application online through OpenGov for city boards for people to apply to, and your board is one of them. So if, like I said, if you guys have any recommendations of people, please direct them to the OpenGov site and the boards, commissions, and authorities application. That gets right to me immediately, and I give that to the mayor and to the law department to review. And then from there, we can take the next steps. And all through that application, you can provide the address, your address, the letter of interest, and the resume.
Resume.
So,
Okay.
I would assume that the contractor has to be a licensed contractor in the
Correct.
city of Scranton.
you're right.
Yes, yes, yes.
I thought we had additional open seats, or maybe it's,
I think you might, there's, your board calls for 11.
Oh, we don't have 11, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else,
There's other
I think
There's
Katie's
other
the historian.
positions.
I think Katie Gilmartin is the,
property,
or
At
property owner?
large.
yeah.
well,
At
and I think
large.
there could be some movement in how we
Yeah.
reassign people.
Yes,
'cause
Yeah.
Katie is a property owner in the city, so she could qualify for that seat. I could also qualify for that seat if we find another
Right.
architect. Well,
Right.
you're the architect. I think my seat technically is by interest or training, I qualify, which could open the door for a different individual if the historic property owner seat is a difficult
Right.
one to fill.
Yes.
Right.
And I could fill that
You
with
could
my
fill that.
buildings.
Yeah.
There's a list that I have, and I will email you all tomorrow with that. I can definitely get that
Good.
to you.
I don't know if we have a big audience on YouTube, if anyone's watching, but obviously if they're hearing, there's
Yeah.
vacancies. But
People who
certainly
are
we
interested, if they're interested enough to watch this, they may be interested enough to serve.
So,
Okay.
can- That's all I have. Thanks.
Well, thanks, and thank you, Michael, thanks for bringing that up.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. With that, I don't know if we have anything else. Okay, I would consider a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Good to see everybody again.
Absolutely.